Hi guys, Kai here and welcome back to another episode of the Matchday Live series, and today Arsenal are at home taking on West Bromwich Albion. It's not been a good week for Arsenal, has it? We lost in the Europa League semi-final against Villarreal. Well, we drew in the week actually, but of course losing over the two legs, which means the Spanish side head into the final. It could have been an all-English final, setting up a tie against Man United, but it wasn't to be for Arsenal. Huge disappointment, both for the club, the fans, the players, and obviously the manager as well. There's got to be a lot of questions being asked about Mikel Arteta and of course the Kroenke board. What's going to happen in the summer, I have no idea. I don't think this game or the rest of the final four games, I think it is, that we've got in the Premier League are going to count towards anything. We're not really fighting for much now. We're not going to be in Europe next season. That is pretty much ruled out. Even if we win our last four games, I don't think we're going to be catching any of the teams above us, which are still fighting for those Champions League and Europa League places. West Bromwich Albion, they are another team which are not really fighting for anything either this season. They're pretty much down into the Championship. Obviously, if they do go ahead, beat Arsenal, and then they win the last three games, then they've got a slight chance of survival, but I don't see it happening. So what are we playing for today? Pride, I guess. The players playing for their future. Some of them already resigned to leave in the club as well, I think, but there'll be a few youngsters out there. They want to stay at Arsenal, wanting to prove their worth within the club. A couple of the big names as well still need a lot to prove that they want to stay at Arsenal. Otherwise, I see a big clear out for Arsenal. I don't think we'll be getting a lot of money coming in the summer. So it's going to be another case of having to sell in order to be able to bring anybody in. And now will we be able to bring in enough funds even if we do sell enough players? I have no idea. There are still a few names out on loan as well. Of course, Guendouzi, Saliba, a couple of the names there, which I want to see back at the Arsenal. So hopefully give them a chance next season, and hopefully they can flourish to help Arsenal get back into European football. But because we are out of Europe next season, then of course we have no excuses not to push for the top four. So get ourselves back into Europe, well, not only Europe, but back into the Champions League. We've got no distraction from midweek games with the Europa League, of course, next season. So we will have fresher legs, fresher players too. So it could be one little positive from missing out on Europe next season, that we can push on and try and push as high as we can back into the places where we belong in the Premier League. But as you can see there on FIFA 21, Arsenal levelling things up after we did go behind earlier on against West Bromwich Albion. So a nice time to score just before the half-time break, and it is Alexander Lacazette who gets himself on the score sheet. Now, I don't know whether he will be starting today. He was only fit enough to play 10 minutes the other day against Villarreal, so it'll be interesting to see who starts. Aubameyang didn't look himself either. He didn't really do anything at all in the game, to be honest, but I don't think that's his fault. I think it's more the tactics and the orders from the manager Mikel Arteta. We play far too much on the wings, and when we don't have any dominant striker going forward in the air, then there's really no point to be playing so many crosses in from the wings. When we've got Smith Rowe and Odegaard playing through the middle, they are the kind of players which are the creative ones, which need the ball to their feet a lot more than it is going out wide, which is so frustrating to see. And I hope that Mikel Arteta can see these kind of mistakes which he's been playing and hopefully learn from them. Otherwise, if he doesn't learn from his mistakes, not only his tactics and his strats, but obviously his starting 11 needs to be more secure. I don't think he knows his best 11 if I'm totally honest. So again, he needs to prove that he knows what he's doing, and then obviously learn from his mistakes going into the new season, if of course he isn't fired before the new season starts. I don't think he will be sacked, if I'm totally honest. The board are in no position to fire Mikel Arteta. They've not helped him throughout the year, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what they do from here. But there is Lacazette, and there is another goal for Arsenal, getting ourselves back onto level terms for the second time in today's episode, and it is obviously Lacazette yet again. So less than half an hour to play, and he is looking for a hat-trick here for Arsenal. I'm hoping he is fit today. To be honest, it would be nice to see him starting in this team. He is a solid striker, of course, on his day. One of the best finishers in the Premier League, but of course he hasn't had many of those days this season, especially with the lack of creativity going forward. Remember at the start of the season as well, Mesut Ozil was left out. Guendouzi's been gone too. I think Guendouzi can provide going forward. So 2 big creative players left the club earlier in the season. I feel that's been a huge blow for Arsenal. So let's get them back into the club. Give the armband to Kieran Tierney. He's one player who does deserve it, and he's going to be here for a while as well. I very much question whether Lacazette and Aubameyang will both still be here at the start of next season. Maybe 1, maybe 2, you never know, but there is a possibility that both may head on out, especially after the season that we have had, and of course with no European football, why on earth would they want to remain here at Arsenal? Questions about Odegaard staying as well. He'll probably not make the move permanent now that we are not in Europe. I'm hoping that Dani Ceballos goes back to Real Madrid and does not come back either. Bellerin is another player which I believe needs to leave Arsenal. He's just not been up to it the last few years at all. So we could be in for a new right back. Of course, Maitland-Niles, he's out on loan, and he's actually on loan in this game with West Bromwich Albion. He did better at right back than Hector Bellerin has all season. So another questionable decision there to let him go out earlier in the season by Mikel Arteta, as Arsenal have gone forward there and scored the 6th goal of today's game, and it is the main man for today, Alexander Lacazette, to give Arsenal a 4-2 win. Well, a 4-2 lead, I should say. We're not over just yet. Still time for 1 or 2 more goals maybe, or it may just end 4-2. But there we have 2 minutes to play. Alexander Lacazette, he's going to be taking home the match ball as well, of course, as we head into the final couple of minutes here. Actually 4 minutes remaining. So if you did enjoy it, guys, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. We are trying to push back up towards 20,000 subscribers, of course, but I hope you enjoyed it. Continue on with this. Remember, we've only got 3 more episodes of this series before the series is over, and then we can look forward to the new season, hopefully. But as always, leave your score predictions in the comments section below. Let me know what you think of Arsenal's failure in Europe in midweek as well, and do you think that Mikel Arteta will still be here at the start of next season? So as always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.